What's up, guys? Today I will be talking about how getting cut from the middle school basketball team was one of the best things that ever happened to me. So to start off, 7th grade middle school basketball was the first time I ever played basketball competitively on a team. And that whole year I was pretty much a bench warmer. I got constantly yelled at, and my self-esteem pretty much plummeted. So I remember at practice we would run drills, run scrimmages, run plays, and our team only had 12 people at the time. And a basketball game is played with 5 players against 5 players. So, 2 people would sit out, and I was one of the players that always got sat out. I wouldn't really get rotated in. And I remember this one time I was sitting on the sidelines, and I was probably waiting 20-30 minutes to get subbed in so I could finally, get the practice. Boom, I get in on the court, and I try to run this play that he wants me to run, and I mess it up. And this dude lashes out on me, and he basically goes like, "Fool, you're not doing it right. Mentally, you're not there." And he basically just yells at me in front of the whole team, and he takes me out right away. So imagine you're sitting there 20-30 minutes on the sideline, and I'm not even sitting in a chair. I'm out there working on my ball handling, hoping to get subbed in. And the moment you finally go in, you run this play that you never ran before, and the coach just yells at you and just goes off on you. After he subs me out, I go back on the sideline, and I remember being there and just shedding, 3-4 tears and just trying to wipe them away. During this time in my life, this was the first time I ever got introduced to sports, and my self-esteem was low. I had a low confidence. I thought I was much better than how the coaches thought. So 8th grade comes around, and I try out for the team again, and I make the first cuts. And I think there was a weekend period between the last day of tryouts and the first day of practice. So I remember I did pretty good on the last day of tryouts. I'm hanging out at this expo with my sister, and I see that I'm removed from the group chat from last year. And, my heart sank. So I text my coach about this, and I'm like, "Hey, coach, did I not make the second cut? I saw that you removed me from the last team's group chat." He sends me a text saying I'm too skinny, I can't do the plays right, I'm not there mentally, I'm bad at conditioning. Definitely hurt my ego. I don't even know if I even had one at the time, but it definitely hurt my self-esteem. So fast forward to freshman year of high school, my brother tells me, "Hey, you should try out wrestling. Basketball isn't really doing it for you." And, I was pretty open. I was like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do it." My freshman year, I was pretty solid on JV. I get better as the years go by. In senior year, I become one of the top wrestlers in the state. I end up placing at a few big tournaments. I end up qualifying for the California State Tournament, which is one of the most prestigious state wrestling tournaments in the United States. And I want to say under 5 boys from my high school history has ever qualified. So that was a big deal for me. And at the end of the year, I got this award that was voted from all the coaches at my high school, and it's given to the athlete that has the best season. So I also achieved that. So not only am I one of the best wrestlers in the state, I am the best male athlete at my high school during that year. This was a pretty big accomplishment, and wrestling became part of my identity. It boosted my confidence. It made me a lot of friends. I saw how much work I was putting into the sport, and seeing the results, come before my eyes was definitely a great feeling. After high school, I ended up wrestling in college, and I do pretty good in college too, but that's a story for another day. So the moral of the story is sometimes failure or rejection is simply just redirection. So what this means is when you fail at something or you get rejected in something, that's, life's way of telling you you need to take a different path. For you guys, redirection can be simply just trying out a different plan, a different methods in order to reach the top or reach your goals. So if you guys are running a business and your business fails, well, that's just redirection. So you gotta, come up with a different plan, a different path. It doesn't have to be a completely different business, but it can be. So for me, basketball wasn't doing it for me. So I changed sports. I found a sport that I was way more passionate in, and I was more willing to put more work into that sport over basketball. So rejection is simply just redirection.